Bienvenue à Paris. Today we're exploring the must-see sights and hidden gems of this incredible city. Whether it's your first time falling in love with the City of Lights or you're returning to rediscover its magic, I'm going to be your guide. We'll hit those iconic Parisian landmarks and I'll sprinkle in some local tips to help you experience Paris like a true Parisian. So, grab your beret, tie on your walking shoes, and let's dive into the magic of Paris. Our first stop, of course, has to be the Grand Eiffel Tower. Now you may think, oh, just another tower, but trust me, this is no ordinary hunk of metal. It's a symbol of Paris, a testament to human ingenuity, and a darn good place to start our Parisian adventure. Standing over 1,000 feet tall, this Iron Lady offers breathtaking panoramic views of the city. And here's a little secret for you. If you want to experience the magic without the masses, try visiting early in the morning or later in the evening. Fewer crowds, softer light, it's pure magic. Now you've got options for your ascent. You can join the queue for the lift, and believe me, those lines can get longer than a baguette queue at a Parisian bakery. But here's a tip from a seasoned traveler to you. Consider taking the stairs. The stairs, Rick, you might ask? Yes, my friend, the stairs. Not only is it a cheaper option, every euro counts, but it's also a great way to stretch your legs after that long flight and get a feel for the tower's incredible structure. Plus, bragging rights. Not everyone can say they climbed the Eiffel Tower. Now, as the day fades into evening, stick around for a real treat. The Eiffel Tower puts on a dazzling light show every hour after sunset. It's pure magic, folks, like 1,000 stars winking at you from across the cityscape. Next stop, we're stepping into the heart of art history, the Louvre Museum. This isn't just a museum, folks, it's a treasure chest of human creativity, housed in a grand old palace. We're talking about 35,000 works of art spanning centuries and civilizations. It's enough to make your head spin. Of course, no visit to the Louvre is complete without paying your respects to the Mona Lisa. Yes, she's smaller than you might expect, and yes, there will likely be a crowd huddled around her, but there's a certain magnetism there. Take a moment, soak it in, see what all the fuss is about. But don't stop there. The Louvre is home to masterpieces like the Venus de Milo, Winged Victory of Samothrace, and countless others. It's easy to get overwhelmed, but my advice is to pick a few wings or eras that pique your interest and really take your time to explore them. Here's a tip from a seasoned art enthusiast. If you're not a fan of crowds, and really who is, consider visiting on a Wednesday or Friday evening. The Louvre stays open late on those nights, and you'll have more breathing room to appreciate the art. And here's a bonus tip for the budget-conscious traveler. Remember that the Louvre is free for everyone on the first Sunday of each month. Now, we're off to a place that's close to my heart, a place that whispers tales of centuries past, Notre Dame Cathedral. Even though she's still recovering from the fire a few years back, trust me, Notre Dame is a sight to behold. Her spirit, her resilience, it's palpable. While the interior may be off limits for now, take a moment to admire her soaring facade, the intricate carvings, the iconic rose windows. Imagine the stories those stones could tell. And while you're there, don't just take a quick snapshot and leave. Take a stroll around Ile de la Cité, the island where Notre Dame resides. It's like stepping back in time with its narrow, cobbled streets, quaint shops, and the majestic Palais de Justice. Grab a coffee at a sidewalk cafe, watch the boats glide along the Seine, and just soak in the atmosphere of this historic corner of Paris. And hey, while we're on the subject of history buffs, a short walk from Notre Dame is the Conciergerie. It's a medieval palace turned prison during the French Revolution. It's a sobering reminder of the power struggles that shaped this city, and you can even visit Marie Antoinette's former cell. Now get ready to climb a hill and be rewarded with one of the most charming neighborhoods in Paris, Montmartre. This is the artist district, folks, a place where Picasso, Van Gogh, and countless others found inspiration in the cobbled streets and the bohemian atmosphere. As you wander through Montmartre, you'll feel a world away from the hustle and bustle of central Paris. It's a village within a city with its own unique rhythm and charm. Be sure to explore the Place du Tertre, where artists set up their easels and offer portraits, caricatures, and landscapes for sale. Now, a trip to Montmartre wouldn't be complete without a visit to the Sacré-Cœur Basilica. This white-domed beauty sits atop the hill, offering breathtaking panoramic views of Paris. Again, early morning or late evening are your best bets for avoiding the crowds. Here's an insider tip: after you've soaked in the views from Sacré-Cœur, take some time to get lost in the labyrinthine streets that radiate out from the basilica. Places like Rue Lepic, Rue des Abbesses, they're packed with charming cafes, local art studios, and vintage shops. It's the perfect place to experience the true heart and soul of Montmartre. You know, sometimes the best way to experience a city is to slow down, find a different perspective, and in Paris that means taking to the water, my friends. A cruise along the Seine River is like a journey through the heart of the city, with all its iconic landmarks gliding past you. Imagine this, you're drifting along the Seine, the gentle breeze in your hair, the sun casting a golden glow on the water. You pass beneath historic bridges, each with its own story to tell. The Eiffel Tower winks at you from a distance, the Louvre stands majestically on the riverbank, and Notre Dame, even in its recovery, commands attention. For a truly unforgettable experience, consider an evening cruise. As the sun sets, Paris transforms into the city of lights and the monuments along the Seine are illuminated, casting a magical reflection on the water. It's enough to melt even the most cynical heart. And here's a tip for you. During the summer months, many of the boats offer outdoor seating so you can enjoy the fresh air and the sunshine. But even if it's a bit chilly, don't worry. Most boats have enclosed areas with panoramic windows, so you won't miss a thing. Now, are you ready for a walk down one of the most famous avenues in the world? The Champs-Élysées, my friends, needs no introduction. It's a shopper's paradise, a foodie's dream, and a people watcher's delight. Start your stroll at the Place de la Concorde, with its iconic obelisk and grand fountains. From there, let the rhythm of the city lead you down the Champs-Élysées, past luxury boutiques, flagship stores, and legendary cafes. Here's a tip. Even if high-end shopping isn't your thing, pop into some of the flagship stores like Louis Vuitton or Guerlain. They're practically museums in themselves, with stunning architecture and elaborate window displays. Now, as you reach the end of the Champs-Élysées, you'll be greeted by a sight that will take your breath away. The Arc de Triomphe. This majestic monument, commissioned by Napoleon himself, stands as a testament to French military victories. If you're feeling energetic, climb to the top of the Arc de Triomphe for another incredible panoramic view of the city. You'll see the Champs-Élysées stretching out before you like a grand boulevard, and you can trace the routes of the 12 avenues that radiate out from the arc like spokes on a wheel. Now let's step off the beaten path for a while and explore one of my favorite neighborhoods in Paris, Le Marais. This historic district is a fascinating blend of old and new, where medieval architecture rubs shoulders with trendy boutiques, and hidden courtyards lead to bustling cafes. Le Marais is a place where you can easily lose yourself for an afternoon, wandering through narrow streets, discovering hidden gems, and soaking up the unique atmosphere. Be sure to check out the Rue des Rosiers, the heart of the Jewish quarter, with its traditional bakeries and falafel shops. And while you're in Le Marais, don't miss the Place des Vosges, the oldest planned square in Paris. This elegant square, surrounded by beautiful red brick buildings, is a peaceful oasis in the heart of the city. Take a seat on one of the benches under the shade of the trees, listen to the gentle splash of the fountains, and watch the world go by. It's the perfect spot to relax, recharge, and soak up the Parisian ambiance. Le Marais is also a shopper's paradise, especially if you're looking for something unique and original. You'll find independent boutiques selling everything from vintage clothing and handmade jewelry to quirky homeware and local crafts. Now, for our final adventure, we're taking a day trip from the city center to experience the grandeur and opulence of the Palace of Versailles. This sprawling palace, once home to Louis XIV and the French court, is a testament to the excesses and artistry of the French monarchy. As you approach the palace, you'll be struck by its sheer scale and magnificence. The glittering gold gates, the perfectly manicured gardens, the sheer size of the palace itself, it's enough to make you feel like you've stepped into a fairy tale. Inside the palace, prepare to be dazzled by the Hall of Mirrors, a masterpiece of Baroque architecture. Imagine the scene, hundreds of candles reflected in the endless mirrors, courtiers in their finery, the king himself holding court. But Versailles is more than just a palace. It's a sprawling estate with gardens that seem to stretch as far as the eye can see. Take your time to wander through the gardens, discovering hidden grottos, elaborate fountains, and statues of mythical creatures. And here's a tip for you. If you visit Versailles on a weekend during the summer months, be sure to catch the musical fountain show. The gardens come alive with music, water displays, and light shows. It's a truly magical experience. And there you have it, the ultimate guide to Paris's top sights and some insider tips to make your trip unforgettable. Remember, Paris is best experienced on foot, getting lost in its charming streets and soaking up its unique rhythm. Savor a croissant at a sidewalk cafe, strike up a conversation with a local and let the city work its magic on you. Paris has a way of making every visit unique, with new experiences around every corner. If you found these tips helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more travel guides. Let me know in the comments. What's the first place you'd visit in Paris?